Hey, I'm Dave Pomeroy. I'm here to talk to you about the Rocktron Utopia B300 bass system. It's a really versatile multi-effects unit that you can use to just create some really simple, good tones, and you can also get some really outrageous sounds out of it and everything in between. So we're going to kind of give you a little tour through the unit. I'm going to start by just showing you a few of the preset sounds. I'm using preset number 1, which is called Utopia Rocks. I turned off a couple of the effects in it. We'll show you how to do that later. But that's just a real straight ahead clean sound, as you can hear. But then just a step away, you can get all the way into kind of a Leslie sound. This is one I really like. It's called Bass Leslie. Imagine that. And with the expression pedal, you can back it down, get a nice slow effect. And then as you can hear when you hit the expression pedal, it'll give you that nice chimey fast sound like a Leslie pedal going from fast to slow and back again. Also got some nuttier sounds. Here's one called Lucky Man. Needless to say, you won't be using that every single day, but when it's time to do your own thing and freak everybody out, that's a really good sound. There's also some great tremolo kind of stuff in here. This is one I really like. It's called Pink Days, where you get a little wobble action. And then you can really kick it into a tremolo thing at the end with using the expression pedal. So it's really kind of a neat thing to emphasize the end of a lick. Make everybody wonder, how'd you do that? So this thing has 128 sounds, basically 2 sets of 64. And you can take 64 of those sounds and customize them and store them with your own sounds. And you can always have that other 64 there as kind of a mirror image that you can refer back to. So we're going to dig a little deeper into this and get down and tweak some of these knobs and kind of show you how to get around. It's a pretty user-friendly machine, and we're going to climb inside of it right now. Now we're going to take a kind of a guided tour through the basic functions and connections of the unit. Starting over here, we've got an expression pedal, which you can use as a volume pedal, but will also allow you to program certain functions of the patches through the pedal as well. And starting here, we have an expression pedal out if you want to use a second expression pedal. Then we've got an effects loop. If you've got a favorite stomp box that you just can't live without, you can put it in here and return it, and that way you'll still be able to use that like you always have, but also be able to take advantage of all the great features of the Utopia. Here's the input for the bass. That's pretty self-explanatory. You plug it in right there. Here's your outputs. If you're just using 1 amp, you want to go through the left side, which is mono. If you've got a stereo rig, or if you're recording, especially if you're using some effects that have some nice stereo images, you can use both of them. Then, of course, you've got an aux input if you're playing along with a track or something that you want to plug in and play through the unit. Then you've got a phone's output for headphones, so your parents won't scream at you for playing it on 11 at 2 in the morning. Here's a USB out, so you can go straight into your computer, and then MIDI in and out, which also will give you the opportunity to have more control through external MIDI, or also send MIDI signals to other devices as well if you're hooking these up in a chain of sorts. You've got your power and your on-off switch. Then looking at the controls of the unit itself, these 4 buttons really kind of drive this thing. Starting with the preset select button, this obviously takes you from one sound to another. You can also do it with the foot switches, which I'll show you in a second. But you can scroll through those. Then over here you've got a function select, parameter select, and parameter adjust. And don't get freaked out. It's really pretty easy to use. You always start on this side, the right, with the function select. This basically runs you through a menu that shows you all of the different options you've got on any given patch. And you can go through those, and once you say, okay, I want to mess with the flanger on this one, so then you go to the parameter select. Right now the flanger's out. This will This will give you the different parameters of the flanger, levels of the different sides. So you can go through here, find the parameter you want to adjust. And then once you find that one you want to adjust, for example, just as simple as turning it on and off, you go over here to adjust. And that'll give you your options, in or out. And this little button here with the says store with the red light, this will tell you as soon as I put the flanger in, it's telling me by lighting up that I've now changed it. And if you want to keep that, all you got to do is push that button. It'll ask you if you want to store it at the preset, and you'll say sure. And there you have it. So now I have the same exact sound, but with the flange. And you can hear it there. And then if I want to turn it off, I just repeat that very same stuff. I go to Function Select. I find Flanger. Go over here to adjust, turn it back out. Store it. So now it's right back like it was. So these buttons, you have to get used to the way they work. Function Select is always the first one you want to hit. And then depending on what comes up in the screen, most of the time you're going to want to scroll through using Parameter Select, and then when you're actually making the adjustments, it'll be with this knob. So think of them as 1, 2, and 3.